Hello guys and welcome to the channel. My name is Andres, and if you're watching this video, you're probably getting started in the world of music theory. So we're gonna start with the most simple unit in music, the musical notes. Let's get started. In the coming weeks, I will be uploading a series of videos to a playlist called Music Theory. This is the first video in the playlist. I'm gonna start with the very basics and slowly build up to more complex topics. So please feel free to increase the speed of the video or just keep something if you already know it. If you're starting from scratch, then this video series is for you. If you're interested in following the series, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. You know, the usual for the YouTubers. The musical notes are specific sounds, or to be more precise, frequencies to which we've assigned a name, or in this case, a letter. Probably you've heard these before as C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. If we look at a piano or a keyboard, these notes correspond to the white keys. We refer to these 7 notes as natural notes. Each one of them has a characteristic sound and they repeat in what we call an octave. This means the same note but higher or lower. Even though the octave of a note might seem to have a different sound, they are exactly the same note but on a different register. We can hear this clearer if we play 2 C notes at the same time, in unison. If we play a C in unison with a D, we can clearly hear the difference. The 7 notes I mentioned aren't the only notes there is. In Western music, there are a total of 12 notes. We've already mentioned the white keys on the piano, but we are missing the black ones. We call these notes sharps and flats, or in some cases, accidentals. We name them using the 7 letters, but with an additional symbol. What looks like a hash symbol, we call a sharp, and what looks like a B, we call a flat. For example, a C with a hash would be a C sharp, whilst a D with a B would be a D flat. Both a C sharp and a D flat are the same note. We play both of them using the same key on the piano, but the way we name them is actually indicating the function of that note in a musical context. We'll cover this in future videos. The different ways of naming the same note is known as enharmonic writing. Before we move on, I want to make a quick side note. Music theory can be a bit weird. Depending on where you come from and where you study music, it is possible to have different names for the exact same thing, or to use the same name to represent several things. This doesn't mean that one is better than the other, or that one is wrong and the other one is right. They are just different ways, so please bear with me and allow a little bit of flexibility when we cover different topics. Going back to the keyboard, it is very important to notice that between E and F and B and C, there isn't a black key. This does not mean that the notes E sharp, F flat, B sharp, and C flat don't exist. All of them are enharmonic equivalents of F, E, C, and B respectively. And even though we don't use them as frequently as the others, they do have a use in music. For now, don't worry about this, we'll go into more detail in future videos. Most musical instruments have the 12 notes we've learned so far arranged in one way or another. For example, on the guitar, each open string is tuned to a specific note, and every separation or fret allows us to play a different note. This set of 12 notes, regardless of the starting point, is also called an octave. And here we find the first example of the same name being used to describe 2 kind of different things. An octave might refer to a note and its equivalent on a higher or lower register. For example, these 2 Cs. Or to the set of 12 notes included from this E to this E, or from this G to this G. The context will dictate the meaning of the word. If you're a guitar player, I will also be uploading guitar-related content to the channel. Since this series is meant for any musician regardless of your instrument, I'll focus these videos on the keyboard because it is a very relatable instrument and is also easy to picture the theory concepts on it. In the next video in the series, we're going to talk about the distances between musical notes, what we call intervals. In my opinion, this is one of the most powerful, fundamental, eye-opener concepts in music theory. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.